Crusader Industries, a journey worth taking. Systems on.
All right, what the hell? What on earth is the camera doing? Why am I upside down? What in the actual, man? Okay, it was not like that just a few minutes ago. What the shit happened to... What the hell? Come on, show me the frickin' interface. Okay. Very, very strange. But okay. All right. Let's try that again.
Launch complete. Shields off.
That was totally weird. When I checked my camera settings before I started the stream, it looked fine. All right. Okay, I'm confused. Did we not accept? We did. How you doing, Mardigan? That's it. In space.
Quantum travel engaged.
Oh my God. Chug, chug, chug.
Quantum travel complete.
Chug. I cannot wait until we get some optimization in here sometime soon.
Quantum travel.
That might be TMI. Maybe. All right, I gotta go this way anyway. I do actually have to make some stops for components, but we'll go see if we can help participate in the
Let's keep going.
the Polarising. Just got IBS. Oh, nothing feels quite right. All right. I think we're centered now. I think. It's in June, so less than a month. It's a couple of weeks. I don't know what they're going to do for Alien Week. I don't remember if there's anything coming. They'll surprise us with it being a Merchant Man, right? Not. I mean, technically, I think today's the last day of ILW. Doesn't it run for one more day? A lovely surprise would be to fix all the alien ships? Yeah, well, I mean, you know, fixing anything would be a lovely surprise.
Quantum fuel, 75%.
Yeah, so it runs through today. So tomorrow afternoon. Will be the end. I think. I'm ready. I'm ready to have something else to do.
Shields on. Contact.
I forgot to change that bind. Why is that a minus?
Contact.
I've not flown this thing in a minute. What am I looking at here? That's not a player, right?
Attack on shields.
No. I don't really understand why we've got the minus on the let's get out of coupled.
Target destroyed. Contact.
I don't know what that frickin' minus means.
Attack on shields.
Does that mean we don't have precision? Is that what it's trying to tell me? Is it a player? Am I shooting at a player? No, I don't think so. It's shooting at the Navy ship, right? It's not shooting at anything else. Yeah, it's shooting at a friendly. Oh my God, bro. Yeah, there must be multiple enemy Connies in here. Hey, how you doing, Glitch?
Attack on shields.
Can I please target the ship that's right in front of me? Please? Oh, really thought I had him that time. I should go back to shooting on the Connies. It just felt so good to one-shot that Bucky a second ago.
Contact.
Good grief. Oof.
Attack on shields. Contact.
Let's keep going. Just got word a Navy patrol came across our Polaris. I told them to hold back and observe, but they attacked anyway. Get over there before they get themselves...
Is that not what we're doing? I thought that's what we were doing. Aha! I guess we didn't one-shot that one, but we did pop him pretty good.
Contact.
Come on.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete. Shields on.
Show me the ship to protect. Where's the marker? There it is.
Contact.
Ah, appreciate the assist. Hope you like a good fight, because we've got one.
Missile locked.
You're dedicated, which I can respect. But you're throwing your life away.
Okay, why don't I have any missiles?
Protect some scum in a system.
Can we
that
get to
as soon as
the-
you dead, I spit on you.
Oh my god, man.
We're going to use it to save
This
you.
is just like the old Xenothread days, dude.
I don't know.
You get to the fight and it's just an absolute slideshow.
Polaris? She's crazier than I thought.
Jesus, we're gonna hit a rock because we're freaking
Attack.
in a damn slideshow. This is terrible.
Where the hell are you going?
See? I called it, man. I'm not even sure we actually... I guess it was that rock? What a... just a steaming pile of shit, dude. This game continues to just disappoint. Oh my goodness. It's so trash. And they are so excited about it. The fucking team is just so excited about the state of the game. Oh. How can they not know how fucking awful this is? What a fucking shit show. I do not know why I bother. I really don't. It's so fucking bad.
next shuttle is approaching the station. Last call for passengers.
And the best part is how it all turns into Wait Citizen, right? I respawn, I wait to get into a freaking med bed. I have to hit a shuttle to go back to the spaceport. I can't claim my ship until I'm at the spaceport in my hangar. It's just one thing after another, after another, after another. The freaking time sink in just trying to play Star Citizen wouldn't be so punishing if playing it wasn't a fucking disaster. Right? What is going on up there in the top right with the freaking comms channel? Right? And why is Tom Frankie in my Starfighter Ion comms channel after the Starfighter Ion's been destroyed? It's just dudes. It's death by 1,000 cuts to just log into the fucking game.
The next shuttle is approaching the station. Approaching next station. If this is your stop, please prepare to disembark. Last call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart.
More waiting. And that's great, of course. The guy sliding across the floor in the crawl mode. Good old Star Citizen being Star Citizen. More waiting. Chug, chug, chug. And it's not like we've had a radical change, improvement in game rendering recently. So why is the performance suddenly worse? Nothing. Nothing is new, bare metal. Not a damn thing. Star Citizen is still a laggy, janky, broken, disconnected mess no matter what you try and do. So nothing's changed. Nothing at all. Yeah, it's still on, but that doesn't matter. It's got nothing to do with the free fly, not with the static server meshing in place. The problem is the fucking capital ships. Get anywhere near the Idris, get anywhere near the Polaris, and shit doesn't call right. It's a fucking disaster. Add in an extra Idris or Polaris or two, and it's a fucking disaster.
Your insurance claim has been set. Thank you.
Yeah, nothing. That's pretty much it, man.
Please visit us.
What I'm excited about is in 10 days I get to go back to Arrakis. That's what I'm excited about. New World could have been an interesting distraction for this 2 weeks because of the hardcore servers, but they don't start until the 3rd, so AGS is almost as big a disappointment as CIG. And me, I'm just frustrated, just trying to get by.
Welcome.
I just really cannot believe It's the same old, same old, same old, same old, man. It really is. It's just like when we had the Xeno threat, Idris battle, right? Well, we were trying to defend the freaking carrier, right? Or was it an Idris that we were defending? I don't even remember now. But you'd get there and the event would be a slideshow. And what makes it worse here in this event is it's in an asteroid debris field, right? It's a mining field of fucking debris to crash into. The drama is kind of just, CIG being CIG. I mean, the whole funding model for Star Citizen has been buy a bigger ship, right? All they did was personalize it. Back in the day, we had something called Voyager Direct where you could buy ship weapons, right? You could buy 227 Badgers and 337 Panthers and some other stuff. Eventually, they put an end to that and they refunded all the purchases to that stuff. Right, so this is just more of the same. We're just going to sell Store Citizen. There you go. We're just going to sell the blades. The only way you have access to them for this first month is to throw real money at the store, right? Or store credit. At least it wasn't war bond only purchases.
To the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
So I guess it could have been worse. But I mean, people were upset about the pay-to-win store, the pay-to-win blades, not because the blades are great, but because selling components is pay to win, and it certainly will grow into total obvious pay to win when eventually they sell grade A components on the store, which I have no doubt they will. But that went by the wayside when, all of the whales couldn't actually buy the Idris that they wanted to buy because limited ship sales. So that drama is kind of blown over. Because the people that want to spend money on the game want to spend money on the game. Meanwhile, there's a lot of us that are super pissed off at the direction this stuff's going. But, we don't matter.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the follow. Please visit.
I saw a, where's my Discord? I saw a wonderful post that just made me kind of cringe. Where is it? Was it in? Yeah, here we go. What the shit? Where is this from? No. Where's the ability to just open? There we go. Let me copy the link. I hate it when they change shit in Discord and it's like, why did you change that? That didn't need to be changed. Right? But here we go. Somebody shared this in Detox's stream channel. Right? And it's essentially a workaround for spawning ships, right? And just kind of analyze that, right? It's like call ship on station and travel to hangar, right? Next step, is the ship on the deck? Great, you can leave. That's the best case scenario, right? If not, then store the ship. If you store the ship because it's not on the deck properly, then it's immediately destroyed, right? So that's what happens if you do store the ship. If you don't store the ship, then what you do is immediately leave the hangar and go to the ASOP terminal and store the ship at the ASOP. Okay, now the ship is safely stored. Go back in the elevator, go back to the hangar. Is the hangar still available? Yes. Go to hangar, call the ship, and the ship will probably be on the deck while you're in the hangar, and then you can leave. Is the hangar not still available? Because this happens, right? You store the ship, you no longer have a ship at the station, you may not have a hangar, right? So next thing you do is you call a different ship. You don't care if it gets blown up, destroyed, to get a hangar, and then you go back to the elevator and go back to your hangar. If the disposable ship is on the deck, store it, right? And then you can spawn the ship you want. If it's not on the deck, then you store the disposable ship and it's destroyed, right? It's like everything about it is just, it's exactly, I've done it too. This is exactly on point, right? Exactly on point. And the fact that it is this predictable means CIG should have been able to fix this shit a long time ago. And if they can't, then they're incompetent, right? There is no reason that having to worry about this process is acceptable when it comes to something as basic to the game as spawning a ship. That is just bullshit for us to have to deal with that. Stop pretending you're actually developing a game if you can't even get the basics right. That's the part that makes me angry. This is like doing my job at work. It is. It's like, you know what? I want to get a ship and go do content. Right? You'll see. I never spawn a ship from the hangar, from the ASOP terminal, unless I don't have a choice because of that flowchart. So it made me laugh when I saw it last night, and I think, like I said, I think it's Detox's stream Discord. And I was like, yep, that's totally accurate. Totally accurate. And it infuriated me because it is so reliably accurate. And it is just unacceptable that CIG can't get it right. And why is that? It's because CIG does not have their priorities right. That's the real problem. Is, oh, well, you can work around that. It's no big deal, right? But having to deal with that flowchart, just imagine again, here we go, Squadron 42's come and win next year, right? Actually, we all know it'll be late, so it'll be in 2027. But whenever it comes out, best case scenario is it is a runaway success. Right? That's the best case scenario for CIG, is it's a runaway success. Everybody is super thrilled to play the game, and then they realize, oh, the same studio has an MMORPG? Well, yeah, I want to try that, right? And then they get to that fucking flowchart. And the first time that somebody spawns a ship and their ship is doing this in the hangar floor, or is laying upside down and they can't get in it or whatever, the first time they'll think it's cute, right? Well, okay, it's still an alpha, right? Second time, third time, fourth time, nah. Or the fourth time they have an equivalent bug, right? Because there's many in Star Citizen. They are gone. They are demanding a refund. They are setting CIG on fire on freaking social media. But so where's our priority for getting all of that stuff sorted? I've seen nothing from CIG that says, yeah, we know that there's a problem with ships spawning right in the hangar, but we're going to focus on fixing that. It's in the list of known issues when it's mentioned, and that's it. Roasted CR, you're looking forward to that? Well, he's not. No matter what he thinks, man. It's going to be bad. Anyway, whatever, right? That's Star Citizen. It's just good grief.
Quantum travel engaged.
When the game behaves, it continues to be amazing, right? You can't do anything quite like it. It's just, it's amazing. But it's like increasingly more often there are little things that don't behave. I like the Asgard. I did a little bit of flying around in it, and it'll be cool for doing, you know, cargo or carrying my ᛞᚖᚋᚋ and doing bunker missions, or even the odd ship exploding mission, right? Because it's got 6 size 3s that the pilot's got control of. I like it. It looks great. I did too. Yeah, I got the Valhalla and I went and put attritions on it, which matched that style paint. So I dig it. But I mean, it's not really good for what it's intended to be good for, because why? Because carrying the tanks is a suicide mission. The tanks are terrible. The Storm is terrible. The Tonk is terrible. The Slayer cannon is amazing. The anti-air turret on the Storm AA, the missile launcher, fantastic. As long as you're sitting still and somebody's in it, they're fine. But if you're trying to do anything else with them, you're asking for disaster. And you can't carry the thing yourself because you park the Tonk or the Storm in the freaking Asgard and get out of it. The Storm especially. This is what the Storm's doing right here. It's a time bomb. Just waiting to explode your ship. But yeah, way easier to fly than the Star Lancer. Right? It's one big open cargo area. It's nice and tall. I'm sure it's fantastic for cargo. Yep. And it's, what, 180 SCU or something? So it's not small. I like it. It's in my fleet now, too, right? I wanted a Valkyrie. I didn't get one. And between the two, why would I not go with the Asgard? Because the Valkyrie has a decent cargo as well, but it's more expensive, which doesn't make a lot of sense. All right, can I get to my corpse to recover my supplies in my backpack?
Quantum travel complete.
Nice job
Maybe.
taking out that Polaris before it could run again.
I don't know if I can actually navigate to that. Yeah, I should be able to nav here. Not that I really expect there to be a corpse, mind you. Or if there is a corpse, I went to go recover a corpse the other day, right? And it was I saw it falling out of the sky. It hit the ground. And immediately after it hit the ground, it teleported 200 meters up above me and then was floating and was non-interactable. Right? So that was amazing. Marbo, how you doing? Yes, spaceships. We are in spaceships. I love me some spaceships. Now, oh God. Let's not crash right into the same rock that we crashed in before. See, I'm not actually... Is that a little rock? I guess that's the rock I hit. That little rock right there. I get the impression that 4.2 will have content that makes you want to use ground vehicles. Right? Probably going to be the Valkyr worm stuff. I get the impression there's some kind of storm environment that's going to make it difficult to fly your ship through it. So maybe ground vehicles will have a purpose. Unfortunately, ground vehicles are awful. And to be honest, they are, Camille. Like the Storm AA is a pretty scary vehicle if you're in a ship flying around it. But the traversal is still awful. All right, there is a corpse. I am actually surprised. All right, let's see if we can we stop moving? Why are we moving? It says I'm zeroed. Are we actually still now? Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it too. Well, I mean, you know, I've definitely been on the bench lately with the attitude of it is if it's not in live already, I'll believe it when I see it. Right? And even if it is in live, it is 100% open to change. Because, I mean, all you got to do is look at the flight models, which change all the time. Okay, that should be all the stuff. That's all right. That's the stuff that's on me that actually isn't accessible. That's my backpack. And there's my multi-tool and med gun. Okay, so we should have recovered everything that mattered. All right. And I do still have all my stuff, right? Yep. We have magazines. All right. Okay, so Dread Pirate Roberts has been kind to me today. I was able to loot my corpse. That's a win. Hover bikes work, right? Hover bikes are actually really strong in space. They fly really well. They're tiny. Signatures are pretty small. You know, they remain undetected by defense turrets in space, that kind of thing. So they're pretty cool, but on the ground, they are a risk, right? You can be driving along on a hover bike, and it's absolutely possible for you at speed to bounce up and come down hard enough to just explode. I know, hover bikes in space. Right, so they're great for doing stuff like I want to sneak into a comm array, or I want to sneak into a capital ship. People use the Dragonfly all the time. They fly up against the canopy, the bridge of, you know, the Idris or whatever, and then dismount, and it shoves them into the ship. So they're good for that, right? That's not exploit at all, right? But all ground traversal is bad. I mean, all of it is. It's all bad. Hover bikes are maybe the least offensive. No, I take that back. Wheeled vehicles are the least offensive. And then hover bikes. And the tracked vehicles are garbage. They are just hot garbage when it comes to the actual driving around.
Leader of the Frontier Fighters. Don't let her phase you. Stay focused and let's get this done.
And there we are with the navigation system going, okay, you're ready. No, wait, let me reset. No, let me reset again. But, you know, this is fine. The game is definitely launch ready. I'm pretty sure we just went right through the planet. Oh my God. And here we are again with just the worst performance ever. And you know, I know the deal, right? If I turn the graphics down, all it's going to do is peg my CPU harder. We're on 4.1.1, 4.1.1. All right, let's see. We're going to do a thing. We're going to try and drop a size 5 torpedo on, I guess that one is too close.
Attack on shields. Contact.
Wait a minute, is that a player? It's not a player, right? Maybe it is. Actually, not sure. Kind of feels like a player.
Shield failure.
Oh my god, the fucking jank, bro. Alright, whatever. Let's make some space. I could have sworn that I decoupled too, and you know what, I coupled before. What is the information on Star Citizen? The information on Star Citizen is it's still bad. That's the 411. The 411 on 411.
Shields on. Shields off.
That's a 10-4, good buddy. That's it right there.
Quantum travel engaged. Shields on. Quantum travel complete. Contact. Missile locked. Attack on shields.
Oh,
Contact.
you know, it wouldn't be so bad if the, yeah, I forgot to actually set some freaking countermeasures. You know, I don't know exactly what I'm dealing with here, but if it's not players, then NPCs are way more dangerous, at least in the shit field. Right? I know this is a kind of a sluggish ship, so it's not great for doing what I'm trying to do.
Shields on.
But I'm not entirely certain. Let's see, where's the communications? We should be able to see a name when we select a target. I mean, this thing's not a light fighter, so, you know, it is what it is.
Contact.
But I was a little surprised. Yeah, see, I don't know what I'm looking at there. If it hits, it's an NPC. If it doesn't hit, then there's no telling. Because to be honest, it shouldn't hit. It definitely hits. So that one's an NPC.
Target destroyed. Missile locked. Contact. Attack on shields. Target destroyed. Missile locked.
Oh, janky desync. Look at the freaking. Oh my God, man. It's so awful.
Contact. Attack on shields.
Ugh.
Target destroyed.
Oh man, you know, as soon as I land a shot, the ship teleports. What the shit, man? Fuck.
Attack on shields.
You lost some pieces there, bro. Oh God, I'm never gonna be able to hit it now.
There have been a handful of emergency
Oh, somebody
teams
else
set off
got
in the
it.
area. Not sure if it's the Polaris or Frontier fighters are just I need you to head over and check them out.
Shields off.
Oh, motherfucking navigation, man. Fuck, CIG. You want to play the game? Sure, no problem. You want to do something in the game? Try again. Try again. Try again. Nope. Try again. Oh. Like I said, literally everything is a chore. It just is. And I should just go and repair and let somebody else do this scouting stuff, but it's just like, why bother, right? Even if I go to full health, you know, next thing I know, I'll teleport into an asteroid and I'll die. It won't matter anyway.
Move on to the next point.
And I know as soon as I go to nav, there'll be ships spawned, and then I'll have to drop out anyway.
Contact.
Contact. Frontier fighter ships. Weapons free.
Missile locked. Missile locked. Missile locked.
Can I please launch my torp? No, why would I expect to actually be able to launch it? Right? I mean, I guess it's damaged. Fuck, whatever, man. Hello, bruh.
Contact.
It would not change modes. Where'd the fucking constellation go? God, the jank is so real.
Target friendly.
Even Connie's tumble, I guess, huh?
Attack on shields. Contact. Shields off. Shields on. Contact. Missile locked. Contact.
Come on. Just die, you son of a bitch. Where are we at? Are we still scanning areas or no?
Missile locked. Missile locked. Contact.
Shit. Wasn't sure that the countermeasures were going to matter.
Attack on shields.
Yep. I mean, we're dropping 8 countermeasures at a time, and it doesn't seem to matter.
Target destroyed.
All right, that's what we're here for then, is just to kill constellations. Of course, we're going to be out of missiles here soon, so I think I've got 2 left. Where is he?
Flares low.
Oh. You know, I'm not really sure what to think about the weird janky
Attack on shields.
pit movement.
Flare empty. Shields off. Contact. Shields on. Missile locked.
That's all I got is 1 left.
Locked.
Oh, God, teleport.
Contact. Attack on shields.
Definitely feels like a slideshow. Ah! Stop death. Oh well. Could have been worse, right? The servers are by and large 30 FPS. Or 20 to 30. Although this one says this server, which is the event server, right, is more like 10. And of course now, you know, we're totally dead out of the fight. And there's Ginger. Ginger says it's the end of the world. Good God, the little dog, man. You know, I guess that I'm a little bit confused, right? Because it says remaining areas to search 1 of 5 there. Does that mean that 4 more need to be searched? Is the area that I searched the only one that got searched? Is nobody else doing the mission now? There's no way to even know, right? I do see combat, so clearly somebody's doing something out here, but are they just popping ships? It's got to be an Ares. Oh, no. It actually looks like it might have been a Corsair. No, it's an Ares. It's an Inferno. Kill him. Blow him the hell up, dude. Oh my God. Did you see the janky teleport? Oh, man, it's so bad. It is so bad. It's cool to see the ships flying around. I kind of feel like that if the weapons were a little more varied, if the VFX were a little more impressive somehow, then the battles would look even cooler, although I don't really know what would make it better. Some beam weapons would actually be pretty wicked. When the Idris fires that laser, it looks pretty cool, but I think mainly what we really need is we just need performance to be better. And it is something they're supposed to be working on. Well, it's like all rounds are tracer rounds, apparently. Right? Because they want you to know where you're being fired at from, which, again, is not really realistic. But from this far away, probably not. The NPC ships never stop moving anymore either, which is a little bit frustrating to me. Not necessarily at this mission, right? But I do feel like in some missions that the ships should be either moving at a constant pace because they're moving through space, or stop moving, versus just the weird random moving that we get to provide us with gameplay opportunities to board, right? As it is, it doesn't look like this ship is currently engaged, but you'll see while I try and get closer to him that he just wanders. I'm not seeing any progress on the mission, though, so I'm guessing nobody's doing it right now. Despite whatever all that combat was. Maybe that was Navy NPCs or CDF NPCs. Yeah, well, I mean, you know, if engineering ever comes into the game, maybe that'll be a thing. I hit him. Hit him again. We're gonna kill you. Nope. Blink. But that means they've got to be within 2,000 meters, right? It's actually not that far away. But getting to it is impossible because they just do this. The random wander. Oh, well. Yeah, do we even have beacons anymore? I don't even see a way to make a beacon now. Because we used to be able to make transport beacons. Yeah, see, this says to use the service beacons in the general tab, but there are no service beacons anymore. Medical rescue, but you can't make one. So I'd have to, you know, hop into Global and ask if somebody wants to come pick me up and all of that. Yeah, it's like the medical beacons will spawn. If you're downed, you can hold them and create one. But there's no ability to create other beacons. I mean, even regular transport beacons used to be super useful. Hell, that was the first way we used to actually transfer credits. Whatever, man. CIG, bro, you guys, your UIX is still just the absolute worst thing ever. Forget about anything else. Your user interface experience is awful. It is awful. It is just bad. It's terrible. It's amateurish. It is incomplete. It is inconsistent. You should be ashamed. 11 years in, we're still dealing with flash elements that haven't been removed. We're still dealing with all kinds of missing UI. We've lost functionality that we used to have. Year of playability. Year of stability. Bullshit. Year of monetization and marketing. And think about it for just a minute here, because this mission is the one they want you to be doing right now, right? The Hunt the Polaris mission is the mission of the month. This is the flavor of the month, right? And do they provide tools for you to deal with the situation? No, other than forming a party and asking in chat for help, right? We used to have transport beacons. We used to have service beacons. That shit's just gone now, apparently. Come on, man. The game is bad. Now, we're supposed to have player bounties back now. I forgot to look earlier. Cheese grater. All right, let's see. Let's see what the what is here, right? Do we have a beacon for him? I don't see a marker for this bounty at all. So, I guess the answer is no. Maybe he's in Pyro. Not sure why he would have a bounty on him in Pyro, but maybe he's in Pyro. Can I even look? Well, if he's there, there's no beacon. Jesus, why can I not? All right. Look at the slow loading, man. So I don't see a marker for this guy anywhere. Not even a last seen marker. Good job, CIG. I see we're still in Tier 0 bounty hunting. It really is bad. It's depressing to me, the current state of the game. Depressing is the right word. I mean, it literally gives me that pit, that clenched fist in my chest, thinking about there being any shot of this ever being much better. Depressing. We're not going to go anywhere near the Polaris again. I'm going to go try and do some other missions and see if I feel better about where we're at. Maybe if we're not dealing with complete jank, we might actually be able to get an honest opinion on the Ion, which I'm totally confused about. CIG has had some really interesting ideas with the Ion, right? And they try stuff out and then they throw it away again. Like the charged cannon thing, I thought was kind of cool. I'm not sure why they decided to throw that out. To be honest with it, I really want to see them do with the Ion now, though. Or maybe it could be a different Ares variant, is I want one with a freaking beam laser on it.
Please clear the hatch. Shuttle will be departing.
Now that beam lasers are a thing. Maybe an alien equivalent. It is more like it was originally when it was launched, right? Slow fire rate, high damage, high alpha strike damage on the shots, right? But they had at one point, in PTU at least, I don't know, remember if it went live that way or not, there was a mechanic where you would charge the gun, kind of like a rail gun, to fire it so that, you know, the longer you held the charge, the more damage you did. At least that was the way I understood it. But they threw it away. They're like, nah. And to be honest, now what I kind of want to see is an Ares with a big charged up beam laser, right? You point it at a big ship, you charge it up, you let loose, and you just get this freaking beam cutting swaths through the ship. It would be cool. Probably wouldn't be worth the shit, but you know, hey, CIG is all about the rule of cool, right? Although, like I said, maybe it would be more applicable for some kind of alien ship that has a similar role.
Last call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart.
I don't know what you're doing, dude. I tried to wait for you, but you're just going back and forth.
The next shuttle is approaching.
You're being weird. Wait. It's Wait Citizen in full effect. I mean, we've got 6 elevators here.
A friendly
What are the odds that one of them would be on this floor, right? But no. Yeah. Well, and I mean, that's what the Ares is supposed to be, right? It's supposed to be a big anti-subcap, anti-cap weapon that just happens to be attached to a ship so that it can point it, right? I mean, me struggling to shoot at even the heavy fighters should be a thing, because that's not what it's for. Shooting the constellations, probably a pretty ideal target for it, right? Just on the small end of the spectrum, Connies and Corsairs, sure. Starlancer might even be in the sweet spot, right? Before you get to the larger ships like the Polaris, which should be easier to hit, but has a lot more armor than like a Starlancer. And as you get to the Idris, that's probably maybe where the end of your envelope should be for the Ares. If you're shooting at something larger than that, probably you're talking about weapons that are too small to penetrate shields and armor. Although maybe juicy spots like shield generators and stuff, if somebody brings down a shield face. Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree. It's because all of the disconnected elements, right? They just, you know, this is a replacement for having to actually walk somewhere because they don't want to build the geometry. I just don't know. All right, let's claim the bird one more time.
Vehicle retrieval system. Your insurance claim has been sent.
And you know what we didn't do is we didn't actually go get our
Thank you.
shields, although to be honest now I don't know if I can even afford them.
Goodbye.
How much? Oh yeah, I can. Okay, so I must have made a little money from completing the one. All right, I do want to go grab the Rampart shields for it, so we're going to do that, and then we'll do some other stuff. Wonka Baiter, it takes you any which way. It is, absolutely.
Please visit us again.
Really?
Bye. Please visit us again.
What? Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. There should be stairs. There should be. It should at least be an option.
ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
But who knows? All right. Ion already expedited. Waiting on inventory to load. Because, you know, the back-end services are definitely doing their job, right? I have not used the custodian in a while, so I wanted to give it a try if I decide to do something FPS-ish. Because I used to really like it. It's definitely got more recoil than it used to have. All right, Bare Metal. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. Have some good rest.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
30 seconds. Tick tock, wait, citizen. Wait, citizen.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
Don't forget the flow chart. Well, we're in the hangar. We should be okay, because we're in the hangar. We are waiting for the is the ship on the deck state, though, so I guess we'll see. There's our pulse still sitting there. Looks like we're probably going to be fine. What is all this? What is all that visual noise? That's very weird to me. She looks all right. As long as she stays on top of the pad elevator, right? I'm seeing a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Aliasing on the screen, which, you know, I've got everything turned up. No, I guess I don't have everything turned up now. I turned some stuff down. Let's see, what's my performance doing? We're pegged on the CPU. You know, maybe that's the problem. Let's just crank everything back up. What if I just turn DLSS off? That did bump my GPU, but didn't really take any load off the CPU. It's just totally being hammered by the game, you know? We could try Vulcan. Of course, I don't actually know if I have set up for Vulcan right now, reshade. And I'd have to relog, which means I'd have to ride the tram back to the freaking spaceport. So we'll try that maybe next time. It's just that, I don't know, like I said, I see a lot of aliasing. What I need to do is look at some of the 3D rendering settings for NVIDIA. Just don't know why the CPU is constantly being hammered. I mean, obviously I have OBS running, so that's part of it. But it's, of course, it says OBS is only using like 3% of my 3 to 4%, almost 5 occasionally. It's just Star Citizen is like 40-something percent. It's like, yep, give me everything you got, and then some. Whatever, I guess. They aren't talking about, optimization again, so maybe we'll see some improvements this year. Yeah, it's the built-in crypto miner. Would be easy to believe, that's for sure.
Landing gear up. Shields off.
All right, we need to go to her L2. Grab us some ramparts. Hey, Verse Warrior, how you doing, man? I'm doing all right. I'm very frustrated with some aspects of Star Citizen's development, but that's not news. Otherwise, I'm doing okay. Big rocket go boom in 2 hours. We got another launch. I have not been keeping track, truth be told. No, the SpaceX launch? I don't know. To be honest, in 2 hours, I probably won't be streaming anymore. I do not think that I can tolerate that much more Star Citizen today. So I might have it on in the background at, off stream. Is that obstructed, or are we just not high enough? It feels obstructed. Can we try this again? Or L2. No. Really? So, come on, I have to be high enough at this point. This is just the navigation system failing. I hate this fucking game sometimes. I really do. Where are my navigation points? Like fucking any of them, man. Oh, dude. Okay, why do I not? I'm in nav mode. Right? Why is my... Whatever, dude. What I want to know is why is there not UE? I don't understand why I didn't have enough power, right? I guess because I bumped too much power to the engines, which is kind of stupid, right? Why can I even do this? Why can I do this without a check? Right, because that's what happened. I bumped extra power and it took it from the quantum drive. It sure would have been nice if it would have just said something like not enough power. Oh. UAX trash. The UE team for the persistent universe is failing. If they've got a better UE and it's not actually the UE team, management is failing.
Quantum travel engaged.
Carpro and bread? It's called crap in Romania? That's kind of funny. I bet it's tasty, though. I do like roe. The roe I've had anyway, which is mostly at sushi places, which I would have assumed is actually carp, but I'm actually not sure. I do love me some sushi in general. Now I'm hungry. Oh, man. Sounds tasty. I can't wait for Dune, man. 10 days. 10 days I get to go back to Arrakis. Of course, I didn't stream it, so I keep talking about going back to Arrakis. You guys didn't see. I did spend 27 hours doing the Dune Awakening beta weekend, playing Dune Awakening, and I really enjoyed it. The first bites were a little funky, and then you adapt. I've not actually spent a lot of time playing the survival-esque games, but I did really enjoy hunting for material and building stuff and doing the Dune-flavored combat, even though the combat was a little meh, but compared to some other games. But since it's not really completely combat-centric, it's not that important to me. You want to try the Scandinavian stuff they put in a tube? I'm sure it's good too.
Quantum fuel, 75%.
We can see Hurston in the moons there. Possible wave 1 soon, TM? Not sure I care. How you doing, Aristan? I don't seem to have the ability to install ᛈᚋᚋ anymore, so even though I do still have ᛈᚋᚋ channels in Spectrum, I feel like I kind of got kicked out of the program.
Quantum travel complete.
As far as wave 1 goes, I'm not a subscriber anymore. So I hear good things. I'll believe it when I see it, I guess is all I can say.
Shields on.
Because I'm totally nonplussed with CAG presently. I just am. I hear good things about Hogwarts. I know that Shadow Wolf, I think, was playing it. And he was enjoying it. Picking anything up on sale is always a win, of course.
Landing gear.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's never fun. I hope that the breathing stuff clears up, or at least improves for you. The wife's got COPD from, being a long time freaking cancer stick consumer. She doesn't smoke anymore these days, but I commiserate and feel your pain as much as I can. My health issues are mostly just from being fat and the occasional bouts of depression. Although the stroke brain was pretty strong earlier with not being able to get my words out in chat. Mildly sick for 12 days. Ugh.
Welcome. to the
Being sick sucks.
system. Your vehicle has been. Please visit us again.
Even mild sick, it's fatiguing. No matter what your symptoms are, they suck. We lost another pepper plant last night, by the way. We got rain again last night. I felt like everything was fine. And the other banana pepper that was actually in a grow bag with another pepper plant, with a cayenne pepper plant, snapped off at the base. I assume from being too heavy from the rain. It wasn't as big as the other one. It was totally unexpected and totally frustrating. So we trying to root the piece that broke off. We'll see how that goes. But I feel like we've lost any shot of having any banana peppers this year. I guess in the future we'll have to make sure that we have them all staked and tied well. Now you're back to being drained? Well, that's not cool. It's on the deck. We've got a deck on the back of the house. So there's a rail, and it's right next to the rail. Obviously the wind and rain can still blow through, but the pepper plant that broke off this morning last night was on the inside part of the deck, and wind, if we had been getting it, would have been coming through the rail of the deck and through the cayenne pepper, which is not damaged. So I assume it had to be from the storm, rain coming down and all of that. Yeah, we're going to have to do something. Cheap is relative when you're on a fixed income. Jill Maiden is a disabled Marine Corps veteran, and she's our primary income. So cheap is relative. It's probably something we can swing. I know they're not super expensive, but I don't know how well it would work for us because the deck's not that big. And even a small one would be probably too large for the deck. What I'm thinking about doing is getting some shade cloth and putting it from the roof to the deck rail. If I can just get a little bit more height off the deck rail, maybe we can use that to deal with some of the deluge. Because, we're in Georgia. We're on the Alabama-Georgia state line, so rain happens. It's just it hasn't been a problem for us up till now. Right? Everything's been getting rained on since it got a little bit bigger. And, this plant was not tiny. It was about 2.5, 3 foot tall. It's just really, really disappointing. Well, we have quite a few plants on the deck now. After learning hydroponics, you wouldn't grow in constricted spaces anyway. Yeah, I mean, I could totally see that. We are starting to plant some stuff in the yard as well now. So maybe next year we'll just, we'll keep some of the small stuff on the deck and just better protected. And we'll grow the rest of the stuff in the yard and get started earlier in the year and hope that everything recovers a little bit better. It's just really frustrating to have 2 in a row. 2 days in a row have one snap off like that because they seemed really strong and healthy. They broke off right at the, I can't think of what they call it, but the knuckle, What am I looking for here? I need ramparts, right?
Hey.
I don't know if I actually bought those. Looks like yes. All right.
What?
Yeah, in general, as long as they've been properly stored, usually you can get them going up for quite a while, past any Best Buy date. No. We don't go to the refinery. We want to go to Hangers and Habs. Yeah, they probably won't. Yeah, if they're growing, probably that won't be a problem. They'll probably suck it right up. All the goodness. All right, we should have enough to grab the power plants. Really, at some point, I'm going to need to do some shit and get some proper military components. It's funny. We had a bunch of cat litter boxes from Freya that I kept, and they're probably 4.5 gallon square buckets, whatever. They're not quite 5, I don't think, but I kept them because they just, they wound up in a convenient place where I just stacked them up, and I was like, eventually maybe I'll make Freya a cat tree or something. And of course, she passed this year, but we wound up growing. I've got potatoes growing in some of those buckets, and we've got one in the kitchen now that we're putting kitchen scraps in, and we've got one on the deck, 2 of them that are stacked together. One's got holes drilled in it for making compost tea and all that stuff too. So they've turned out to be super useful. What am I doing? Spawning a ship, old man.
Your vehicle has been please visit us again.
Got to refill the coffee cup. You know what? Let me do that before I take off. I'll be right back, y'all. I just need another cup of coffee. All right, I has returned. I have more coffee. We've got a compost pile in the backyard that we're working on. It's not big enough to do hot composting yet, but we'll get there. So we're gonna cycle power just to make sure everything is the way it should be.
A journey worth taking.
You are clear to launch.
All right, we're gonna head to Everest. If we can type it.
Shields off.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Quantum travel engaged.
Grab a couple of power plants.
Quantum travel.
Since I have now for sure been dead by or soft death. Actually, I don't think I was soft death. I think I lost power, lost components. I'm gonna grab some Genoas, which have 100 hit points more than Maelstroms do.
Quantum travel complete.
And then we'll be broke, and then we'll do some missions.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete. Shields on.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Do they scale? They do go up past 120. I've seen some by other people that are streaming that have more rep, because I got shit for rep from bounty hunters these days. I haven't really worked on it since the 4.0 drop. But I do know they scale up to, of course, they scale up to difficulty as well, but
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Engines off.
you can make pretty good money doing them in Pyro. To be honest, I should probably go that way to build bounty hunter rep. It's just that the downside of Pyro is I feel like every time I take a mission to go someplace else, it's clear across the solar system. Whatever the freaking neighborhood code is for mission filtering seems to be just jank in Pyro. Which is a shame, because I like the skybox and feeling like I'm not in Stanton, which is still kind of the same old back in the day, you know. Yeah. Yeah. I wish I could give you better information, but I'm not entirely certain how far up they rank up or anything. I'm a bad Star Citizen player these days. I'm just a bad player. I may not be a potato pilot, but I'm bad at everything else. Yeah, yeah. And but in fairness, I mean, you know, I don't think that stuff should be. Not everything should be data mineable. Even as convenient as it is to be able to look all that stuff up. Of course, the flip side of that is that there should be more information available in game. And we get jack shit from CIG in game when it comes to information. So, forward-facing database, yeah, that would be nice. Must be upstairs. No? Where the hell's the PB? There it is. Yeah, I mean this, right? This right here. I can't conceive of a worse way to do this. And I mean, it's not working at all right now anyway, right? That's why we're load. But this is hot garbage, right? I mean, this is just awful.
What? Yeah?
Script is listed individually. What the hell is going on? Why am I all framey now? What the shit, man? Oh my God, what is happening? Dude. And now it's fine? I have no idea what just caused that. No idea what caused that.
Hey.
I'm going to blame Star Citizen, but I have no idea what that was at all. Well, no, because OBS was framey. I mean, I had some kind of a problem here locally, but I'm going to blame Star Citizen because SE was what was running. That was awful. I don't think I have one of those right now, but I can get you the link. This is Rita from Danheim. Where's the share copy song link? That's the song that's currently playing right now. Yeah, it was definitely some kind of CPU spike. That was awful. All right, where am I going? I feel like it does any of it stack at all? Now that you're saying that. What am I doing? Assets. Crusader. Orison. Where's the script listed? Can we even filter it that way? It should be miscellaneous shit, right? It's not. Now it's not going to load. Because I've got a couple of the 30 stacks from doing the thing, right? It's other. I don't see that. I don't see other as a choice. I know in the inventory it's definitely other. Is it just miss for the stupid app? I'm so glad I have all these placeholders. Why do I have some Dolivine? Where the placeholder? Bunch of fuses. Geez, it would take forever for me to go through that list with all the freaking flair. Inventory management, friggin' terrible. Star Citizen user interface experience, friggin' terrible. It all is what it is, right? Who am I kidding? This is Star Citizen right here. This is Star Citizen, right? Here we have this useless cart in the space station rendered with physics. And somebody has knocked it over so that it's completely useless. Fortunately, it's not really in the way. But this is Star Citizen right here. Useless, worthless, waste of resources. This cart. I mean, you know, in fairness, there's a whole gaggle of useless resources right there, too. But at least they add ambiance to the game, right? This is not immersing me at all. You love that they ever tried to make cards? Just whatever, man.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System. Your vehicle has been. Please visit us again.
In no universe where tractor beams exist are carts useful. I don't know that I agree, but I guess it depends, right? If we had a gantry in the hangar that we could use to just use the tractor beam to load stuff on the ship, but I actually think that we should have big flatbed carts that we can drive out of the freight elevator, and all the cargo should be on that tractor cart, whatever you want to call it, right? So that when we spawn a ship, we can drive the cargo to the access point and then tractor beam it instead of going all fucking day long in the hangar, because it's fucking ridiculous. That said, like I said, if we had a big gantry, As long as we can snap the entire card to the grid of the ship. I mean, we should have pallets too, right? Anything that makes it easier to load the ships. It's just that, you know, I think about any of them, the Hercules or the freaking Asgard or the Starlancer, take your pick, right? Here it is parked with the ramp down, and if it's a Starlancer with the side rails down, and especially when you got the side rail all the way on the other side, right? What are you going to do? You're going to load that inventory over here from here maybe, except, of course, then you're just pulling it all. 64 SCU pallets would be sweet. Yeah. Pallets would be good. I think that, especially when you wind up with the extra large super hangar, right? Your ship is way in the middle, far away from the elevators. So to load all even the large containers, you're still using the freaking tractor beam or the Atlas or whatever to move it all. It's a giant pain in the ass. If I just had a truck so that I could move, 196 SCU of cargo or whatever behind my ship and just load it. The way that cargo loading is done in Star Citizen is just beyond no. Beyond no. It's so bad. This would never happen. This would not be the way anybody would ever choose to do it, ever. With the fucking hand tools. No. Yeah, 96 would be fine. I mean, that would be fine. 96 SCU pallets, especially if I could beam the whole pallet or drive it or carry it with the Atlas and set it behind the ship and then move the cargo, whatever, anything that isn't me using a fucking tractor beam to move 8 SCU in smaller containers one at a time all the way across the hangar, because that's stupid. It's not fun gameplay. It just isn't. It's terrible. All right. Whatever. I'm so glad that I picked up this Pro Tem suspect apprehension that has no marker on it whatsoever. I'm so glad that bounties are back. All right, let's go see what we're going to deal with here.
Launch complete.
Yep. Yeah, we need all that.
Landing gear up.
I tell you what we absolutely don't need, though, is we don't need to have to require loading freaking script through the freight elevator to turn it in. There's so much shit in Star Citizen right now that's just a chore. The fact that we've got to put it on the freight elevator and send it down, and then either we got to put it down individually so it's just on the freight elevator as opposed to in a box, or we send it down in a box and then take it all out and put it on the freight elevator and send the elevator up and then back down. That whole process, that whole workaround, because that's what that is. It's a fucking workaround because there's no real adequate system for doing the job the right way, is bullshit. I like the notion of the physical loot. I mean, that's fine. Right? I don't think that they needed to create multiple freaking currencies to do it. But
Quantum travel engaged.
it's using the mission system to make a crafting system, which just makes me feel like they're nowhere near as far along with any of this stuff as they ought to be.
Quantum travel complete.
I mean, we still, whatever. I don't know why I'm even gonna. We still don't have 90% of the game, so.
Travel engaged.
Nobody is surprised. Well, that's just it, is everything's a chore. It's chore citizen when it's not being store citizen.
Quantum travel complete.
Yes, it scares me how much of the game feels like a mod instead of a game. This, 100% this. I've not heard it phrased quite so eloquently and concisely before. Thank you, Aristan. That is a perfect description. Perfect. Because it's just full of workarounds for the mod, right? And Star Citizen is that's it. It's a CryEngine mod, right? Or a lumberyard mod, if you want to be generous.
Missile locked. Attack on shields.
I sure do wish I had a freaking indicator how close the ship was to me. Because I'm not going to lie, I'm getting old. I'm kind of bad at this old judging my distances thing. I'm being hammered by the Carrack. The Carrack is the assault craft in this equation. Loki, stop it. No, Loki.
Attack on shields. Shield.
Probably I've got a delivery coming on my porch. Because, of course, everything happens all at once. This ship's not even red yet. Oh, fuck, man.
Shields off.
Great. Perfection. All right, I got to check on this delivery. Give me 1 second, y'all. It's just everything, of course, happens all at once. All right, I has returned. You want to make a 2D game called Solar Denizen? Will they sue me? No, because no matter how close it is to their game, it's satire. Yep, there you go. If I made a joke of if I made a joke game making fun of SIG, I'd be sure to list a $250,000 supporter pack that includes a visit to the company yacht. Do a game within a game. You can make a copy of Solar Denizen. That's hilarious, dude. Increase your responsiveness by buying a hot-ass controller. Man. All right. You know what? This whole thing with these VHRTs and HRTs that have a cluster of big-ass ships, God, this pisses me off so bad. It's so fucking stupid. Hey, how you doing, Baxo?
Quantum travel complete.
You lost the twerking emoji? Is this guy, is he like all the way down on the ground or something?
Shields on. Missile locked. Attack on shield.
Nice. He blasted my torpedo before it got well away from me.
Failure.
Man. You know what? I don't even care anymore, man. I just don't. I can't. I just can't do it. I cannot care enough to give a single shit. I just can't give a shit at all anymore about fucking Star Citizen, dude. I just can't. Everything you get to do is fucking jank as fuck, and it's shitty fucking content. I can't, man. I try to do the content and you run into all the stupid little brick walls, right? I wind up doing the same old. Yeah, I could go hop over to the OLP and fight people on the laser platform and try and steal their shit. I could go down on the ground at the dig site and fight people and try and steal their shit. Or I could fly around, or I could drive around and I could shoot the other people that are at those locations trying to do stuff, but it would be the same old shit. It would be pretending to be Jumptown, right? Or I can go do the fucking Polaris mission and it's pretending to be the Xenothreat mission. And it's all fucking trash. All of it is. You try and do something just a little bit different. I'm going to take a ship that kills big ships, and I'm going to go engage a big ship. And it's not just one big ship. It's a cluster of 3 big ships that have no business flying, excuse me, together. And, you know, to be honest, I'm lucky that it didn't have me flying over a fucking bunker site to kill the 3 big ships that are totally being ignored by the bunker that should be blasting them out of the sky because they're criminals and the bunker's a security location. Right? It's just, it is a bunch of disconnected systems full of database entries that make no fucking sense, none of which actually creates an environment that actually feels like a credible game. Are there any game developers at Star Citizen? Well, that's exactly what it would do. That's what it does, is it shoots at you for trespassing instead of shooting at the multiple freaking pirate NPCs that are hovering overhead that would be easily blasted by the turret. Because again, they're all disconnected systems. We are more than a decade in. More than a decade in, CIG. We are 8 years in since you added bunkers, as an example. And we have gone through iteration after iteration after iteration after iteration after iteration after iteration of countless systems, none of which behave in a release candidate quality of anything. Right? We started with bunkers on Hurston where you'd go to land at the bunker and the ground wasn't there. Right? Or if you did manage to land, you would be on your way to the bunker and you would be insta-killed by the freaking pirate objective NPC that was in the bunker 20 meters down below you. It's been just one thing after another for more than a fucking decade of the same old, same old, same old. More stuff worked in 3.8 than works now. To be perfectly honest, I feel like 3.9 was the turning point for Star Citizen. Peak Star Citizen was 3.8. It may not have been the biggest concurrency. It may not have made the most money, but 3.8 was peak. People played the game for a variety of different reasons, and sometimes they rubbed up against one another in ways they were uncomfortable with. But at least the stuff that was in the game worked. Yes, we still had janky desync. Yes, we still had pip-wiggling bullshit, but we didn't have the fucking shit show that is Klesher. Klesher was the beginning of the end to me, because Klesher was probably countless fucking dev hours absolutely fucking wasted. They should have just given us a screen that says you're in prison because you're a bad player. Shame on you. Here's your timeout. Because they didn't do any of what they said they were going to do with Klesher, and it's been 4 years or 5 fucking years. That was the sign, right? That was the, here's your sign. This is your sign. Klesher is your sign. This is what we do as a game developer now. We create a box that's not a game loop. And we're going to put you in it if our bugs put you in it, or if you're a bad player. I am totally opposed to the notion of April 2020. That's what I thought. So it's been 5 fucking years. 5 motherfucking years. And this is what we get. More marketing. More marketing. You know, this is what we get. This is what we get, right? Orbital laser platforms. This event, which wound up broken on every single fucking server. Every single fucking server while this event was the current event. Here you go. Here's more. Learn the way, become a guide. Teach new players how to play our game because our new player experience is non-existent. Or if you can manage to use the tutorial, it's buggy and broken anyway. Hey, distract yourself with some really cool content created by people who are immensely creative in Workaround Citizen. Join the discussion. Share your favorite form of salt farming on Spectrum, where the mods make Reddit mods look like amateurs. Go to the spaceport, falls through the elevator. Yep, that's Star Citizen right there, man. I cannot fucking wait for Dune, man. I really can't. And, you know, tomorrow, if I stream tomorrow, the only thing I'm liable to stream is my reaction to the Dune Awakening live stream. I cannot wait to see the mid-game, end-game peak that they're going to give us tomorrow, because Star Citizen is a waste of my fucking time. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. I am really excited about playing it. I know it won't be a perfect game, but we found out yesterday, right? They are planning on a 10-year story arc. 10 years of story content. There's going to be DLC that'll come this year that will be free. We are going to see other planets beyond Arrakis over that 10-year story arc. I can't wait. I am super excited. Super excited. I have not played a lot of the survival games, right? So I'm looking forward to it. I enjoyed the 27 hours I spent in that beta weekend. It's hopelessly ambitious. Well, it probably is, but fucking compared to Star Citizen. I mean, come on. I expect all we'll get essentially a collection of maps on Caladan, a collection of maps on Giddy Prime, or maybe we'll go to Ix first. Who knows? Right? I don't expect it won't really be game changing. It'll be more the same, except you'll have a different environment to do it in, and there'll be different flavor resources to collect. To be honest, I don't know how that's going to work when spice is the primary commodity. So I don't know. I don't know exactly what their plan is. But even if it's just Dune, even if I don't get a whole lot more than what I saw as far as the flavor of things go, right? We got multiple tiers of stuff to work through. I'm looking forward to it. I am. It'll definitely give me a good break from Star Citizen because I'm just tired of being shat upon. Yeah, I mean, we will see quite a lot change in the next 5 to 10 years. Load up on spice determines how long you can go to other places. That's probably true. Probably true. I'm excited to try something new that I'm actually interested in. I like the lore. I like the visual appeal. So far, what I've seen, I really enjoyed. I like the building. There's a few rough edges on this, that, and the other, but it could be worse. Right? I kind of wish the melee was more like New World Melee. I'd love to see the combat be a little bit more smooth and fluid, but I think they'll improve it over time. My dream is EA. Oh, by the way, we've been working on Wing Commander 7 for 10 years. That would be amazing in so many ways. It would. I'm not going to lie. I think it would overall be bad because it's EA, but it still would be funny. Yo, Chris Roberts. Microsoft saying we've been working on Freelancer 2 for 20 years. Again, epic. Would be epic. I think the best thing that I can hope for right now, conceivably, the best thing I can hope for, the best thing, because to be honest, Star Citizen 1.0 release candidate is never happening. It just isn't. Too much tech debt, too much stuff that's not done yet. It's never happening. There is no way the project survives the way that it is long enough to generate an adequate 1.0 release candidate. As much as I hate to be somebody saying that, I just do not believe it. There is no way. There is so much stuff that is missing. Either that or they're almost there, right? Either there's just no fucking way it happens, or there is so much done behind the scenes from the Squadron 42 release that we're almost there. And I just do not believe that the latter is an option. That's it. They're just selling. It's. I don't think it's a scam. I think they do plan on delivering a game. I just do not think they have the management team that can make it happen. I think the project is so grossly mismanaged at this point that it is beyond improbable that we actually get to see a 1.0 release candidate ever. I got off on a tangent. I think the best thing that I could hope for out of the project is for Squadron 42 to be really good, generate a shit ton of interest, and maybe somebody else use the Star Engine to create something that is cool enough. Oh, absolutely years away from 1.0. Yeah, I mean, we're at the end. I say we're at the end. We're approaching the second half of the 20-year envelope where Star Citizen Persistent Universe 1.0 release could happen. Right? Yeah, Dune already has a different flavor of server meshing. It's actually really interesting to me. We'll see how it works. My lingering concern for Dune is with the early access, we've got a 5-day head start, right? And that means 5 days later, there will be new worlds that other people will join. Now, unless they leave room for people on day 10 to join the people who were on day 5, and they encourage them to do it, I still am concerned that the early access 5-day head start worlds are going to be ghost towns. Now, for the people who really just want to play a solo game, right? They're okay with the multiplayer chat and all of that, but really what they want to do is they want to single player RPG build in Dune. Those people won't care. They won't care if the servers are dead. That just means they have more room to do what they're going to do. Right? But for the people who want to have an active community, I don't know how Funcom is going to avoid that, because there will be people who will go all in on early access on the 5th and then feel compelled to hop over to the new worlds on the 10th that are going to burn out. Right? So I'm not sure. That's my, once we get past that launch bump and we've got to figure out how the community reacts to all of that. I mean, maybe the people that are going to hop in and go all in on day 5, on the 5th, and then jump over on the 10th, or maybe those are the people that would not have hung out more than 30 days anyway, right? If so, then that's kind of who cares. But that's my kind of my lingering launch worry. We'll see how it goes. Because, I mean, I don't really want to have to start over again. So I kind of hope that I'll be able to go all in on the 5th and enjoy my starting experience, and we'll see how things go. And then when the other folks who are going to be on I mean, I know GT Matt will be playing on the 5th as well. I'm not sure how many people are going to be spending a lot of time playing between the 5th and the 10th that I know, people at the mobiles folks, you know. I know Detox will be hopping in, right, so that he can do some streaming. But we'll see how that goes. Beyond that, it's not really going to matter. I mean, if worst case scenario is it's 5 days of practice, and I have not been in the closed beta, so I'm not burnt out on the game. I'm super excited about playing it, so we'll see how it goes. I'm ready. I think the only thing the only negative feeling I have about Dune right now is that I don't want to have to wait 10 more days. I'm tired, man. I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of trying to fill my time with Star Citizen and New World eternal grind. I'll probably take a look at the hardcore servers on the 3rd in New World, but SpaceX stream starts in 10 minutes. Yeah. Like I said, I'll probably put it on, but I think I'm about to bail out. I'm going to go make me some lunch and have a look at the garden and see what I can do about protecting more of our plants from getting wrecked. The real problem with any hopium that I may have that Star Engine can be turned into something else by somebody else is why would you bother, right? Why would you not just go Unreal Engine 5? I mean, what is Star Engine really offering most projects that they couldn't get from a newer game engine with less baggage? Because, I mean, let's be real, if 42 launches to a massive success and then there's a social media shitstorm because CIG totally flubbed the persistent universe for 11 freaking years, that's going to besmirch the Star Engine brand pretty hard anyway. I mean, I know that there are probably things that... What, Ginger? Come here, baby. Come on. Come here. Come see me. She's over there wiggling on her freaking window seat. Come see me, you little dog. Come here. Come here. No? You just gonna dance and whine? Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Whatever. I mean, it's just... I was looking at my my fleet in Star Citizen yesterday, day before, whenever it was, and I was like, man, this is, 11 years of hopes on a dream that I just feel like they cannot achieve. And it's not that it's not possible. It is possible for the dream to be achieved, but the way that they are running the project is not the way. Yeah, I mean, like, unless they were going to build a Star Citizen clone, then I really can't see why they would even be tempted, right? And I mean, New World's not exactly burning up the presses with positive reviews of Lumberyard as an MMO engine either. I mean, New World's got all kinds of problems. Is there another game that is a Lumberyard project that they could be used to wave a flag to say, hey, this is good? I don't think so. I don't know. I obviously am feeling super cynical today when it comes to Star Citizen, although I think it's justified. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody hanging out today. I just, like, you know, it's just, I feel like I'm doing good to spend 2 hours in Star Citizen, and that's not where it used to be. It used to be I could spend 8 or 9 hours just reveling in what we had to do, and now it's just everything is kind of jank. Yeah, there's a reason nobody really uses Lumberyard. Yes, well, I mean, CryEngine was cutting edge 20 years ago, 15 years ago. I don't even remember when it initially launched. But, you know, we're gonna raid out to Mr. Noodle. We'll do that. And I am sure I'll be back at it tomorrow morning poking at something. I got to look and see. I don't even know what time the live stream is. I think it's afternoon, so we'll see. Sounds about right. And Star Citizen would be the one, right, that they would try and turn into a game. All right, again, thank you all so much for hanging out today. I really appreciate it. I appreciate your tolerance of my rants. I keep hoping for more, and unfortunately, we're not surprised at how things turn out. But I appreciate it. Y'all remember to stay safe and stay healthy, because being sick sucks, and I'll see y'all around the verse. Check out Noodle if you don't already follow him. If you like what he's doing, show him some love, drop him a follow. Remember, it's Moist Noodle's fault that you just got to watch me rant about Star Citizen, because he's the one that convinced me that I should go ahead. He didn't do it intentionally. He kind of did it in the background. Maybe that makes me some kind of streamer stalker. I don't know. But it's his fault. Peace out, y'all. I'll talk to you tomorrow.